Yo, God bless you guys. Quick heads up. If you're watching this from my channel, you're going to be very disappointed to find out that this is not going to stay on my channel. So you might as well cross over to Rise's channel and subscribe and view from his channel because this will remain in his channel. And I'm going to take this down from my channel halfway through the show. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'll make an announcement every 5 minutes. This is staying on Rise's channel, and we will be staying live on Rise's channel as Rise leaves. So that's that. All right, so Rise is back. So let's just start this off with our icebreaker.
God bless, guys. My bad. I just messed up your whole you're about to say something. And I
all right, so for all of you guys that are here, just real quickly, hit me with. I feel like we could do way better than where is your location? Let's do this. Name your favorite sports team. Just name your favorite sports team. That'll be our icebreaker. For me, it's the Red Sox. That is my favorite sports team overall. Yes, the Red Sox. We kind of swept the Yankees, but that's neither here nor there, as my brother Rise loves to say. So yeah, I'm a huge Red Sox fan. God bless you, Aiden from CFM NYC. God bless you, brother Aiden. We gotta hit the streets, brother. We gotta hit the streets. I deleted my Facebook, but I'll try to reach out to you via Messenger. God is good. I've been able to go out and evangelize and preach. So we'll definitely reach out to you, my brother. All right, Boston Celtics. Yes, I like the way this brother thinks. Dallas Cowboys. I like the Cowboys. Arsenal. Yeah. How do you feel?
Why you said it like that? It's Arsenal.
Oh no, because this is an Arsenal from the UK.
Yeah, but why you? Oh gosh, your accent's so bad.
You don't have to offend me like that. Bro, I have feelings.
Oh, bad.
I have feelings. I have feelings. Anyways, let's continue here. I was never interested in sports. The Mighty Ducks, nice try, but the Mighty Ducks don't exist. The Lakers. The Clippers. God bless you. Aiden, just do me a favor. Send me a message on Facebook real quick, brother. Send me a quick message on Facebook. I know this isn't the place to do this, but just send me a message just so I could have you saved. On Messenger. We have the New York Giants. Love your preaching, JP. Never knew you were so bold and well-spoken. Well, actually, I'm not very well-spoken. I drop a couple of gems here and there, but the next word out of my sentence is Jesus loves you, repent. I don't think that's well-spoken. My brother here is well-spoken. My brother Rise. But all I tell people is accept Jesus Christ. So I don't know how well-spoken that is, but God bless you. Yes, I don't watch sports, but I love the Warriors and Curry's prime. I would hope to think that the Warriors are still in their prime. I would hope to think. All right.
Yeah, I didn't ask me what my favorite sports team is.
I already answered for you.
No, that's not my. That's my That's my favorite baseball team.
No. But it has to be team. Like your
yeah.
We're not doing for sports.
My favorite team is the New York Jets. I ride and die.
The Yankees.
Yeah, that was my.
Go ahead. I had a favorite player, and if you remember our friendship, you would know who was my favorite Jets player of all time, and I always talk to you about it.
Is it Curtis Martin?
Nah, bro, come on, bro. I used to. As soon as I tell you, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I remember." Think. What's your next all time?
What year?
Mid 2000s.
Is it Darrell Revis?
No, Chad Pennington. Remember?
Chad Pennington. Oh,
you don't remember?
Yeah, I was gonna say Chad Pennington, but he's earlier 2000s. Like his peak is 04 to 06, but I guess that's mid.
Yeah, I used to always talk to you about him. Remember?
The thing is, I love that guy. Used to love that guy. I grew up watching Chad Pennington, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Lavernius Coles. That was my old team. That was my do or die football team. Love that team. And then my favorite basketball team is the Knicks, and then my favorite baseball team is you brought it up, is the Yankees, which we don't have
The
to speak about.
disrespect here, man. Can't decide what's worse, cricket or baseball.
Two completely different sports.
Cricket sucks.
Yeah, I don't understand the rules of cricket at
Even
all.
though I love the famous cricket meme with the Pakistani guy, he was like, you didn't see that? The most famous cricket meme?
Nah, I never seen that meme.
I'll find it and then we could get into the topic.
And then we can laugh about it together.
No. You've seen this. I promise. It's impossible.
You promise me that I've seen it.
Yeah. You've seen it. Hold on. I almost can guarantee you that you saw it. Like how could you not have seen this guy? Hold on. Everybody here, tell me if you've seen this meme or at least seen the video or meme.
Carving down the third man, does it carry? Oh no! Can you believe it? What are Pakistan doing today in the field?
I never saw this.
Hold on. This guy.
Oh, he's a cricket game. Oh, I didn't know that was a cricket match.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Oh, it's always great. It's always great when you know where memes are from. It's always great when you know
Look
where
at his
memes.
disgust. Look at his disgust.
Yo.
Yep.
I didn't know that was from a cricket meme. I'm so weak.
Bro, I watch that meme weekly. On a weekly basis, I watch that video.
Bro, that could be like I don't know, that explains so many things. Like how you feeling today. Just that's how you feel. Like that's a mood in itself. You know what I'm saying? That's a mood. Why am I at work? Is like why am I at the supermarket? Why am I at the laundromat? Like why am I up? Like yo, that's a meme.
Yeah. See, but I told you knew him, Bryce. You just
Yeah,
gotta
of course.
Bryce, I've noticed you ignore all of my attempts to make fun of married men. You just don't buy into it.
Marriage is a blessing, and I'm not gonna say anything less.
You're a slave, brother. All right, open us up, Bryce. Open us up, Bryce.
All right, guys. So today's topic is all about Mr. Kanye West. And the reason why we're speaking about this topic is usually we don't speak about any, like, how you call it? Gossip, I guess. I guess it wouldn't be gossip if it's true. But we usually don't talk about people's personal lives. But Kanye West has been self-proclaimed or has said that he is of the faith. And because he is of the faith, we have to discuss this because he's a high-profile Christian or person that says that they're a Christian. So Kanye West has recently gone through a divorce with his wife, Kim Kardashian. And it's a very public divorce. So if you haven't heard, and I don't know what you're doing on this video because, this video is literally like you literally want to talk about the topic at hand. And what happened here is that Kanye West has already been spotted in the arms or dating somebody else, some Russian model. I can't pronounce her name correctly, so I'm not going to try to mispronounce her name. But she's a former Victoria's Secret model who modeled some of his clothing line, and they were spotted together. Why is this problematic? Well, the first thing is that Kanye West's divorce it's only 4 months old. And Kanye West seems to have already forgot about that and moved on to with a girl that we don't know, or we doubt that she is of the faith.
I did a little research on that. If you mind, if I just let you know the research,
ahead.
And I'll let you go. So her roots are Muslim, and she was a Muslim, and she had Muslim in her description box, but she wasn't allowed to travel somewhere because of her Muslim roots. According to my research, this is what I found. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but here are the facts. She was a Muslim, she had Muslim roots, and because of her Muslim roots, she was prohibited from traveling somewhere because she was a security risk, according to I think it was a Russian airline or something like that. Again, I'm probably butchering the story, but Muslim roots and was a Muslim, and so you know she's not of the faith. I gotta give it to Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, although very maybe, and I know Rise doesn't like this word. Well, Rise doesn't like this expression thrown away loosely, but having the spirit of Jezebel, I think Kim Kardashian has that. But I will say this. Kim would go to church. Kim would somehow, some way, even though living a double life, she'd go to church. Whereas this Russian lady, she seems like a Muslim that's in and out of Islam. And so Kanye West is out here dating someone that's in and out of Islam. And so that to me is like, whoa. Go ahead, Rice.
No, yeah. So that is where our concern is today. Or the reason why I made this video is because Kanye West has decided to yoke himself, or seems to have forgotten about one of the most important rules, not rules, but like vices or tenements of the faith, for us to not be unequally yoked with non-believers. And it seems like he has is going away from the faith and is in pursuit of, obviously, what is a very beautiful woman, but isn't so much concerned with her spiritual life or concerned necessarily with with her commitment with God. So here we see, unfortunately, Kanye West going away from his commitment to Jesus, whatever commitment that he had made or believe he had made. It seems like he's forgetting about it while dating this Russian supermodel. You're muted.
Right, so if you could just take care of that comment real quick, and just because I try to look for the banners, but you got a million banners in there, I guess from a service you were hosting. So if you could take care of that. Yeah, it comes to show you guys, look, I'm not perfect by any means necessary, right? I'm not perfect by any means necessary. Guys, if you...
my bad.
Never mind. You take care of that. So anyways, I'm not perfect by any means necessary, but there's an issue here. To go from 4 months, you were you got divorced. 4 months later, now you're in a relationship with somebody that is a loosey goose Muslim, right? Like is a lukewarm Muslim, if that even makes sense, because it's like Allah's not gonna spit you out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like Allah don't exist. But you're in a relationship with a Muslim, and you just divorced your wife, all while Christians were crucifying other Christians who said they had doubts about Kanye being a genuine Christian. And I was one of those Christians.
Yeah.
I used to go to a church, and I'll let you go in a bit, Rise, where, and if you're watching this, I want you to know that I'm talking about you. Those who are watching, I want you to know, because this is right towards you, because you know who you are. You had people that played his music, people that endorsed him as a man and said he was a work in progress. Well, I know a work in progress when I see it. You see what I'm saying? I know a work in progress. A work in progress is to take some time away, get discipled, grow, and not flirt with the world. That's what a work in progress is to do. Not play both sides, and then therefore now because he plays both sides, we can play his music in our church where we're supposed to consider holy. And so I was talking to someone that was a Kanye West supporter. I could read the text messages right now, and I can care less if he's watching. Again, he's, I told him not to lose his credibility. I was like, man to man, don't lose your credibility. You know what I'm saying? You get at the vaccine, you get at all these things, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to this, now you have no credibility. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really bothers me about a lot of Christians. They pick and choose when they want to be righteous. Don't pick and choose. You're either all righteous or you're not. And by the way, I took it. I took the shot, and I'm still a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, with that said, I sent the man a screenshot and a text message telling the man that Kanye is doing this. And you know what he tells me? I mean, we don't know if they're sleeping together. I mean, we don't know if they're sleeping together. This is what this man who criticized me for various things has even critiqued my street preaching, said that I'm a little rough around the edges, had the nerve to make an excuse and say, I'm going to read the text message. I mean, we don't know if they're sleeping together. I said, stop making excuses. He said, well, do you know if they are, JP? This is what this man told me. A man that claims to be credible, a man that thinks he knows the gospel, a man that thinks he's woke, a man that was telling everybody to vote for Trump, a man that said the election was rigged, a man that criticized me for taking this, a man that's so self-righteous. And now when it comes to Kanye West, when it comes to what's this show called? The Chosen, where we have the lead actor that was playing. Yeah. He was literally cuddling with a Satanist. The guy's an openly aware Satanist. He ignores that. He ignores Kanye West, but then he comes at me for taking this. He comes at me for critiquing Kanye at the time. That is what you call a hypocrite. Either you're all in or you're all out. You can't critique this and then not critique that. You see, Brother Rise, and I don't, and not to toot my own horn or anything like that. I'm about the static and I'm about the smoke. Whatever I believe, I go full blown in. But don't tell me, oh well, we don't know. Kanye is possibly Kanye ain't sleeping with her. What kind of foolishness is this? This is the type of Christians that go around saying that Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber are strong Christians, and all other Christians that critique Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber, they're being judgmental. Oh, you critique Kanye, you're being judgmental. All while Kanye's out here, and I mean, you know, they're traveling the world together. If I were traveling the world with somebody that is as beautiful as this woman, you know what I'm saying? And I just got divorced 4 months ago. Not for biblical reasons either, because you just can't simply get a divorce because it's not working out. It's not working out. So the brother's in fornication. The brother's dating someone who's not married. And all these Christians got the nerve to say that we're being judgmental. When all along I said something's not right about this man. So, oh no, he's a work in progress. But he's cursing on air. He's cursing on air. Oh no. He's a work in progress. Rise, take it away, brother. I
like what you said. I'm gonna take a couple things from what you say a lot. The first thing is that when we learned about the Kanye West thing, I said let's wait and see. I'm not the type of person that judges a person based off the jump, but I said let's wait and see. And one thing that I like, one of the commenters is saying, Jessica Jane Johnson, so I'm gonna steal this from you. Well, I'm borrowing from you, is that his fruit is bearing at this point. So when you wait and see, you don't proclaim somebody to be something just because they say it. You wait and you see what their fruit is going to produce. And apparently what we're seeing is what the fruit that's producing. It is not fruit of the spirit. Is not showcasing godly characteristics in this manner. So one thing that we see when we talk about Christian faith, a lot of people are hesitant to judge other people. And the Bible tells us not to judge others very clearly, but we are supposed to judge is their fruit, the actions that they do. That's where we have to be wise in our decisions. If somebody's constantly showing up late to work, yes, we're not gonna judge them, but we're not gonna tell them, oh brother, I'm gonna expect you to be here at 9:30 in the morning when that person's constantly late to work. So what we need to be able to do is look at the fruit, look at the actions that are happening, and say, you know what? Based off the actions, I can judge based off those actions. I don't know what's the intention of what you're doing. I don't know what you're going through. You could be going through different things. I get all that, but based off your fruit, I can't say that you are in the faith. So Christians have to be more comfortable with judging people based off their fruit. When we're talking about don't judge people, we're obviously not judging people based off their race, We're not judging people based off who they are as a person. We're not judging about people about their wealth or even about about how much they make. Because that's what was happening in the churches back in the old days, that they were giving preferences to people who were making a lot of money. So if there was a Christian of higher status who come in, they would give preference to him. If a Jew was speaking, they would give preference to the Jewish Christian versus the Gentile Christian. They were making differences based off their faith. We're not judging people based off that. I don't care what color of skin you are. I don't care who you are. What I care about is at the end of the day is what fruit are you producing. We don't care where Kanye came from, because remember what the word of God, what the beauty of the gospel is that we're all the same in the eyes of the Lord. We're all sinners that are in need of salvation. And because of his salvation, because of his blood, we are saved. So we don't care about where he came from. We don't care about what happens, but it's fair to be skeptical because of the lifestyle that he's in. Remember that the apostles themselves were skeptical about Paul. Why were they skeptical about Paul? Because what was Paul doing? Paul was out there riding around killing Christians. So what did they need? What happened? One of the apostles had to go and be like, you know what? He's straight. I vouch for him. But what happened with Kanye is that automatically people said, oh, we can't judge Kanye. He's Christian. And then he preaching in Joel Osteen church like a week or two after being saved. He starts preaching a full-blown sermon or starts speaking in front when, like you're saying, JP, he needs to be put in a place where he needs to be mentored. You need to learn. I know you're excited. That's what I will give to John Gabbana, right? Like, John Gabbana is off on a lot of things, and I know that sometimes he gets excited to preach and teach and stuff, but at least I feel like the brother's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he is by definition what you would call a work in progress.
Yes.
The thing is, I'm not gonna take a John Gabbana video and put it on my channel so others can learn. But he is a work in progress, and he's learning and he's growing. Do I have to listen to John Gabbana and watch his videos and he could still be growing? Absolutely. I mean, I don't have to watch him. I don't have to endorse him. I don't have to support him, because I quite frankly, I'm not too fond of his content now, and I wasn't beforehand. But the point at hand is John Gabbana isn't at Joel Osteen's church preaching. John Gabbana is taking his time to get discipled, to learn, and little by little, we can see his fruit. That is what my brother Rise is touching on.
Yeah, 100%. Where's got to be we have to be comfortable with judging people by their fruit and not view it as being judgmental. It's being realistic. If a person is not showcasing fruit, then you can't continuously say, oh, this person is of the same family, because they're not showcasing the fruit that the family shows. Because everybody that is part of the vine is going to bear fruit, but anybody who's not part of the vine is not going to bear fruit. So we have to understand what branches are part of the vine.
And Rise, you know what gets me sick to my stomach? And I really have no respect for these Christian people. I really don't. Because let me put it to you this way. You have these Christians, and I really hope they're watching, because I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about you. I hope you guys are watching. You have these Christians that think that they're woke, and they think that with their wokeness, there's some kind of knowledge that they have that others don't. And so I remember this guy telling me, the specific guy I read the text messages of, he goes, yo, but Kanye West was exposing the satanic industry. Bro, you know how many Illuminati videos I would watch growing up? And Rise, you would know more than anybody, because I was a conspiracy theorist more than a lot of these guys today. Listen, all of you Christians that know about the Illuminati, with all due respect, I was going to say get out my face, you know what I'm saying? But that's not very humble. I'll say everybody that's starting to learn about the Illuminati, I was doing this since I was 14 years old with my father. 14 years old. Y'all just started waking up. Y'all just started going, oh, well, this is here and this is that. I was 14 on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? 14 years old. You know what somebody told me, a Christian man? Oh, Kanye's exposing the Hollywood agenda. Bro, I don't need Kanye West to tell me that Hollywood is satanic. All I got to do is turn on the TV and I'll see how satanic it is. All I got to do is go on YouTube, type in Hollywood exposed, and you'll see a bunch of Muslims and atheists exposing the satanic agenda. I say that to say you don't get a gold medal because you say that the obvious music industry that is satanic, the obvious Hollywood industry that is satanic, is satanic. I don't care if Kanye West exposes what is already exposed. We know it's satanic. So don't give Kanye a pass because he exposed what is already exposed. And Christians, stop taking people who expose Hollywood and stop saying, oh, they're so woke and let's put them in a pedestal. They're not woke. How much of an idiot, and I'm sorry because the Bible says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Granted, that's not in the context of what we're talking about because I believe that that verse was talking about a specific people that actually perished. But, you know, if you look at the exegesis of the verse, it's one of the most grossly out of context taken verses. My people will perish for a lack of, but some of y'all are perishing because you guys take a celebrity who says a couple of woke things and put him in a pedestal. Oh, he must be saved. Oh, the Lord is doing a work. You know, he's a great conspiracy theorist, so he must be onto something. Therefore, let's give him a pass. You know how come on now, people. It's time to wake up. Go ahead, Rice.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the fact that some people are dismissing this as a stupid video is kind of sad because at the end of the day, what we're saying is that there is right and wrong. Obviously, Kanye is in the wrong in the situation that he's doing, not just from a perception standpoint, but from the standpoint that he's putting himself, even if he was not sleeping with the female, he's putting himself in a situation he has no business putting himself into. So Kanye is already putting himself in a dangerous game.
Rise, this is a question for you, Rise.
What? Who's observing? Very Christian. Who's there to judge you and judge their name by YouTube? So I'll go hit him. Am I saying something about Kanye that is really truly offensive, or am I just speaking the actual truth about what's going on? Obviously, at the end of the day, Kanye West is a public figure, so I'm speaking about Kanye West in a very concerned manner. Did I say anything necessarily evil about Kanye West? Am I sitting here on a pedestal saying that I'm better than Kanye West? I'm not saying any of those things. All I'm saying is that we have to look at the fruit of what people are giving before we can sit there and say, well, this person is of the faith or this person is not of the faith. I think a lot of us were quick to say these things without waiting for the fruit that the person has to showcase to make sure that that person is of the faith. So I think a lot of times people were very quick and they wanted to make Kanye to say Kanye was a Christian or not. And I'm still not saying Kanye was a Christian or not. I'm still not even saying a thing, but we can't, at the end of the day, this topic is very simple. Is Kanye West in the wrong? There's not a way that we're there's no way anybody can sit here, look at this topic and say that they can defend Kanye West. Obviously what he's doing, and obviously JP brought up the information when he was talking about that the girl that he's talking to, and that's me being nice. Again, I'm saying she's talking to her, is not of the faith. So why is he wasting his time with this female?
If he were, well, it's not this, Rice. This is where you got it all wrong.
Yeah,
he's not wasting his time because he knows what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? It would be a waste of time for me to be dating a Muslim because if I'm doing that in the mindset of, well, I'll convert her to Christianity, you know what I'm saying? But then it gets a little bit more weird because would I be traveling the world with this Muslim? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the issue at hand.
But if you're gonna try to convert somebody, you wouldn't convert somebody right after. You wouldn't convert somebody while you're dating them.
Exactly, missionary dating.
The second thing I was gonna say.
Hold that point, Rise. Everybody, we're in the half-minute way. So if you want to continue to watch the stream, it's gonna end and delete on this channel. I see some people already made the transfer over. Go to Rise Ministry. Once again, go to Rise Ministry, and we are gonna be live on Rise Ministry. On it's the stream is already up. It's the same stream you see now. Everybody go over to Rise Ministry because this stream is gonna be taken down in 1 minute. So Rise, close up because we're gonna make a transfer. Once again, Rise Ministry. God bless you, Elijah Madden. God bless you, brother. Go ahead, Rise. Anything you want to say?
No, I was saying that the second thing is that even if you want to say, okay, he's doing this and whatever, is that it's not even 4 months since the man got a divorce. Even if he's justified to, even if he was justified to have one because whatever, it was infidelity or there was something else going on, he still needs to go through a series of counseling because the man was married for several years. And anybody that's been in a marriage knows that, or has gone through a divorce, knows that a divorce is something that's very traumatic, regardless of how good or bad or whatever situation it was. It's a traumatic situation, and it's something that the person needs to go through counseling and needs to understand what did they learn from that situation, how can they grow from that situation, and how can they actually become, and how can they actually go and continue to learn and become better from that situation. 4 months, I don't believe, is a long enough time to go and say, you know what, I'm fine, I'm good. Even though I've had 2 or 3 kids with this person, I'm fine and I'm good and I'm ready to go out into the market. Heck, I've seen relationships where people have just been boyfriend and girlfriend, and they don't want to go out to the market 4 months from now because it's just too soon. It's too close. I have a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff. But you're telling me that 4 months is enough, and that's enough for him to say, you know what, I'm good and I'm fine, and I'm going to move on to something else? I don't know. Doesn't seem very likely to me. What seems more likely is that he's probably whatever pain that the trauma of the divorce has for both of them. Because remember, they went through some stuff. Remember that Kanye openly said that they were going to have an abortion. And that's not me. That's not gossip because Kanye was the one who said it from his mouth. Kanye said that straight from his mouth. So they went through some serious things. Those are not things that you're gonna get over within 4 months.
Yeah, let me just say this. Everybody's tight right now because I told everybody come here, but I see some people are coming here now. Here's the fact of the matter. The truth in the matter, as they say. His fruits are evident. We now see his fruit. And listen, you, Kevin, Emmanuel, you 3 are very loyal husbands. You know, I tease all of you guys, and I respect all of you guys. But let me get it straight. Let's get something straight here, man. There's a level of godliness, a level of righteousness that every man needs to carry when they are in the confines of marriage. Because it's once you start playing the game, listen, I know people, we come from a sect in Christianity. We're not there anymore. If you divorce somebody, that's you can never get married again, right? But there are times when divorces happen and the circumstances are just wild, right?
Yeah.
Abuse and all kinds of things, or whatever, what have you. There's grace there. But to get a divorce and then 4 months later, fool around with somebody that's not even a Christian, traveling the world with someone that's not even a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you just go, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just ridiculous.
What I was going to say to this comment is that if you become born again, the Christian is never supposed to be the one to initiate the divorce. The Bible makes that clear in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 that the Christian is never the one to actually initiate it. And actually, Paul encourages the person that is Christian to try to get the other person to convert to Christ. We see why. Where do we see these examples? We see the fact that Paul and the Church of Corinthians. That's what people were doing in the Church of Corinthians. That everybody would turn Christian or turn to the faith, and what they would do, they'd be like, you know what, sayonara, I can't be with you no more. I'm Christian. And Paul say, no, what are you doing? Don't be the one to end the marriage. Actually, the only ones that should be the ones to end the marriage, the Bible says, is a non-Christian person. I don't know who ended the divorce because I'm not into that. But at the end of the day, the only person that should have been able to end it would have been the person that is non-Christian, that is not of the faith, either through adultery or through not wanting to no longer be in the marriage. And then even then, you're supposed to try to work things out. And then if they're like no and they're hardened, then the Bible says to go in peace. You're no longer bound to them. That's what the Bible says in 1 Corinthians. But out of no situation should a Christian be the one initiating. And that's why my brother here is speaking about this idea that if a Christian were to leave their husband or their wife, there's no way that Christian can go and just start dating and getting married because they still have a bondage to that person, unless again that person was unfaithful in their marriage or decided that they no longer want to be in that marriage. So there's reasons there. There's reasons there specifically there. Again, I don't know what happened in Kanye and Kim's marriage. I saw from the small things that Kanye let in, it seems like it wasn't perfect, and they had situations that weren't going on. But like I said, 4 months is a very short time to get over something, and specifically when you have kids in this situation. That's concerning. 4 months kind of gives the vibes that you already had this.
But Rise, let's be fair.
Yeah.
If everything had happened and 4 months later he meets a solid Bible-based Christian woman, would that remedy this a little bit, or would you still be like,
I would still say that you should go through counseling. I don't know what type of counseling he's gone through, but it just seems. I don't think any pastor would be like whatever. If he's under a pastor, any pastor would be like, yeah, 4 months is good enough. You should be good to go on the market again, brother Kanye. It's just not something that I would do. I would not personally be telling a brother that has just gone through. Again, he went through it this year. And it wasn't that this happened last year. This was filed this year. So, yeah, there's certain things. And I'm pretty sure it's not official yet. I'm pretty sure that it's something that they're still going through because it's a process that you got to go through. So, Aaron Ball, where are you? Are you in Russia? No, are you? You said it's midnight in socialism. Aaron Ball,
be careful because let's be careful what we say because some of these countries he could get if certain people recognize what he's saying, he's in trouble. So in China you can't even have YouTube. So
that's true.
Yeah, they have Youku, which is a copy. It's a fake version, a corny bootleg version of YouTube. It's called Youku. I tried going on there. They have terrible content, but that's just me. So that's the truth in the matter. Being a Christian and getting married is very serious stuff. Your body doesn't, and I was making fun of Rise and all the married fellas in our chat. In order for when you get married, your body doesn't even belong to you. This is not Rise's body. You see that body, that nice muscular, body.
All right.
Yeah.
Stop
right there.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say, right?
Too much. I feel uncomfortable.
I'm gonna write in the chat what I was gonna really say.
Oh God!
You see that body right there, man?
Right,
that belongs to his wife. Look at what I'm gonna say. Look at what I was gonna.
No, but that's.
That's what look at what I was gonna say. Just look at what I was gonna say. He said, "Hey yo."
Oh my gosh!
That almost slipped, brother. But
that would have been way too much. Our show's PG, my friend. We have a PG show.
Yeah, I can't even tell people what I used to call you back in the day when you were.
No, man, this is a PG show.
Continue.
Not even. This is what is it? TVG. TVG. This is a
yes. Let's keep it Christian. Let's keep it Christian.
Let's keep it clear.
He said, "Hey, yo, children."
So he said, I don't know what you guys are arguing about, but either way, Kanye's not a Christian, that's for sure. So again, I feel I always hesitate to put labels on people, but it just seems that his fruit is leading us to say that he needs real help in the faith. If he truly, whatever thing that he felt those months ago when he made Sunday service and he said he was dedicated to the faith and he was dedicated, that he really, 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 really does need a lot of help, because at the end of the day, he needs to be under a proper pastor, because at the end of the day, he's just doing things backwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then again, we have to make sure that even when we say things, we have to make sure that telling somebody the truth doesn't mean that you're not telling them not out of love. Mm-hmm. Sometimes telling people the truth oftentimes is telling people in love, because you know what? If you go around telling somebody a lie just because it may hurt their feelings, then that's not really love to their situation, because you're not trying to really help their situation. So that's what we'll say. So, I mean, for Kanye's sake, I hope he is a Christian. I pray he's a Christian. I want him to be a Christian. I want everybody to be a Christian.
So, brother, let me ask you a question. What does the Bible mean when it says we shall know them by their fruits? Is there an exception on that verse for Kanye West? Is there an exception clause? Because I'm starting to question, are you even Christian? It's like, brother, you disagreed with the video on my channel. I ended the stream, and then you're here, and you came here to insult us because you love yourself some Kanye that much. But I'm asking you, what does the Bible mean when it says we shall know them by their fruits? Because the brother's not showing good fruits. So, you know, I came on here to simply warn others from someone that I believe is a full-blown wolf. I don't want anybody following Kanye West's example. Follow Rise, follow Emmanuel's example, and ultimately because they're following Jesus, because they're imperfect human beings.
Yes.
Follow Kevin's example, right? These are married men, righteous men that have flaws, but they bring it to God and they deal with it righteously. You see what I'm saying? None of these men got a divorce and then 4 months later started dating a Muslim and traveling the world with this Muslim. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen because they're righteous men of God. So when things like this happen, unlike the hypocritical, fake, full-blown Christians that I know, you know what I'm saying? Unlike some of those guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys the truth. The truth of the matter is, don't be like those guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, every time I'm in the process of trying to talk to somebody or trying to date somebody, guess what I do? I hit up Rise, Kevin, and Emmanuel in the group chat. Hey, yo, look, listen, I think this person's nice looking. I don't just go around and just date them and start traveling and then be in fornication. Where's my fruits? How do I look like? And listen, I don't have nearly the platform Kanye has, but Rise, how would it look like if I'm out here street preaching and then in the next moment I'm hanging around traveling with a girl that's not a Christian? How would I look like? What testimony would I have?
You wouldn't
so
have.
I feel sorry for your approach. That's just that. And it's not Christian. Thank you, Rise. And I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna end my statement here. Isn't that the deal here? Christians criticizing Christians. You can't talk about Kanye, but I can't criticize your opinion. Again, you can criticize me if I am showing anything that's unbiblical, or if I'm not giving good fruits, or if I'm doing anything that's contrary to the word of God. Feel free to criticize me. Feel free to blast me. I give you that allegiance. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was also going to say that we're pretty nice people on YouTube. Have you been on the YouTube algorithm? Go check the YouTube algorithm for Christian YouTubers in the last, and I will tell you, we're the first ones to tell you that there are some Christians that are extremely, extremely, extremely tough. We have been very nice. We haven't said we haven't.
Bro, we said truth. That's it.
We haven't come at the man for anything except for actions that we are seeing, and that's all we can do. And that's the furthest thing we will go. We're not sitting here. Go down the YouTube rabbit hole for a second, and you will see what I'm talking about. That there is Christians that will call people a heretic just because they have disagreeing opinion. It will just be like, shut them down, heretic. This person will go and lead you down to brimstone and hellfire. Hey, I've been told that I will lead people to brimstone and hellfire just because I will have an opinion, or a state of my position on something, and that person disagrees with me, and then automatically that's what's said. So we are probably the nicest guys on YouTube that you'll get to see. If anybody picks up the story, the story. Go ahead.
And best believe there'll be other videos on Kanye because this is a new story. There'll be other YouTubers who make a story on this, and you'll come back to us and be like, you guys weren't nearly as mean as I thought you guys were. Because there are people literally calling Kanye West the Antichrist. We haven't gone that far. Let me address this real quick. There's something I wanted to address. Oh yeah, right here. How should we look at rappers like Bryson Gray, who are very biblical but have false doctrine, like not believing the Trinity? I was just texting Bryson Gray the other day. I said, brother, I'm praying for you, etc. Bryson Gray doesn't believe Jesus is God. He believes he's the son of God. He doesn't believe in the Trinity, and that's that. And so you just leave it at that. If somebody is not aligned with Christian orthodoxy, you have to use your discretion on whether you continue to listen to that person or not. Would I personally go to a church that doesn't believe in the Trinity and Jesus is God? No. And so that's that. Is Bryson a genuine dude? Yes, he's a genuine dude. And I pray for him, and I pray that God brings him to clarity on things, specifically the Trinity and Jesus being God. Because Bryson is a guy that's seeking for truth, and that's that. But that's all I got to really say on Bryson.
The thing I would say is that we're not chopping him down. We're correcting what's wrong. Again, we made a video on John Gabbana, and we literally spoke about because he wanted to start teaching right away. Yeah, we did. Remember when we spoke about because he wanted to start teaching right away? That he's like, and we're like, oh, well, we did. And we said, oh, he should chill out on trying to teach right away. The second thing that we did, we even spoke about in this live stream. If you're paying attention, you can go back, rewind the live stream, whatever, 45 minutes ago. And we used him as an example as a Christian that he is by no means perfect, but we're seeing a genuine attempt from him to try to change his life in whatever way possible. Again, even if the dude is trying to change his life, there are certain things and standards that he's not living up to, and we have to make sure to mention those standards. We can't be silent about the things that he's not living up to. That would be incorrect. Because at the end of the day, first of all, he's a big platform, so we're not going to be the only one picking up the story. The whole world's going to know about the story probably does know about the story because this is a big platform. Second of all, the second thing is that not only is a big platform, but we are trying to make sure that we let people know that this is not the correct example of what you should do. In no way, shape, or form should a person that has just gone through a divorce be going out with a person or going out with somebody in 4 months. And again, that person shouldn't be going out with somebody that doesn't have Christ centered in their life.
Let me respond to this, Russ.
We are sitting here in a situation where we are honestly trying to speak about what's incorrect. And that's something that you can't deny, that what's happening here is incorrect. Right.
My point is that there's so much anti-Christian rhetoric among celebrities. Why do you want to go after someone who has clearly made steps in the right direction? Let me give you guys an illustration. Call me. What's that guy that always does illustrations? That guy that did the river and the illustration.
Mike.
Call me JP Todd. Call me JP Todd.
Mike Todd.
Yeah, call me JP Todd, because I'm gonna do an illustration. All right, check it out. This is Jesus, right here. Oh, this is gonna be very confusing because the camera is like whatever.
It's gonna be a trash.
Now this right here is a person, right? Now the person makes a couple of steps in the right direction, but then goes, I don't care, and goes this direction and dips out. You see, what good is it for someone to make the right steps if they take a couple of steps and then dip out? That doesn't matter. It's like if I go to a rehabilitation and I go for the first couple of days, yeah, I took the good couple of steps, but then I went and smoked some crack pipe, and then I overdosed and died. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go through the full program. If I go to college and I get a couple of credits, but I don't finish the curriculum, am I a college graduate, Rise? So the reality is, Kanye West took a couple of steps, apparently, because even when he took those couple of steps, Rise as my witness, um, Rise as my witness, I was never too fond of Kanye. But if you take 2 steps forward and then take 6 steps back, as Wavy was saying in the comments section, then I go by the Bible, not by how many steps somebody took. Go ahead, Rise.
And then I'm going to answer this. Is that trying to use your platform to speculate about who is saved? First of all, I have not once said that Kanye West is not saved or is saved. I'm saying that I'm basing it off his fruits. I wouldn't necessarily go and be quick to saying that he is saved or he's not saved. We're having a conversation about the actions and and the incorrectness of the actions, which is something that we're at liberty to do. B is a big news story, so it will be picked up. So that's why we're picking it up. If you're going to be honest with you,
and we're doing that like nice people,
and we're being we're being very nice. That's why if we weren't very nice, I'm pretty sure that that algorithm would have left by now. He's having a conversation with us because we are being nice. Like if we wanted to be mean, we would have blocked him already. We're having a discussion not just about everything because at the end of the day, these are stuff that these are conversations and topics that we can have and people will have questions. And if we don't, and we're going to discuss topics that people don't necessarily will be able to discuss or would discuss in a proper channel. So for example, just because if we don't discuss it doesn't mean that people won't discuss it within their own inner circles. Just because.
Whoa.
What happened?
You're aware that Satan gives full authority to Christ? Satan gives full authority to what? What are you saying? Are you saying that Satan gives Christ authority? Because Christ could just go like that and Satan is gone. Satan's the loser. Are you saying that? Okay. There we go, Jessica. We're on the same page. Continue, Ross.
Okay. Yeah. So we're bringing to light a conversation because obviously the act is incorrect. So that's basically what we're saying. And obviously it's very important to have this conversation because then we can lead to talk about different topics. And as you can see, if you're paying attention to the live stream, we were actually answering a question about a brother was helped when he was talking about his wife and him coming to the faith and awesome. I'm happy that you're a part of the faith, you're part of the family. And the brother was asking a question about what should he do with his unbelieving wife, and he said that he's going to continue to pray to soften her heart. So there's edification right there. Even if one person gets edified, and I'm pretty sure there's more than one person being edified by this conversation, then we're obviously doing the right thing. And
I wanted to get this clear, and brother, we'll pray for you before this live stream is over. 99.9% of the time, when somebody in a marriage is Christian and the other is not, it becomes very suffocating. And it becomes something that it is almost intolerable.
Yeah.
Please, people, marry yourselves a Christian. It doesn't matter how fine that person who isn't a Christian is. Continue, Ross.
I can make the accusation that he's not Christian, but the man has brought the name of Jesus into this industry when so many celebs are stuck on stupid. That stands for something that's great. I mean, I would say the only thing is that if you have him as an ambassador, then you actually play into what we're talking about. If somebody is an ambassador, that means that they have to live their life above reproach. If I'm an ambassador of Christ, then I have to make sure that my life is in a way that's pleasing to God and make sure that people don't have something that they can come at me or say something against me. Now, if Kanye is going to be an ambassador of Christ to the music industry, as you are saying by him bringing the name of God to that industry, that means that he has to make sure that he is doing things the right way. So it's actually more important for Kanye, who you're saying is an ambassador of Christ, is an ambassador of Christ in the music industry, to live his life in a correct manner, and we can't excuse him for certain things because we can't just turn a blind eye, because we can't say, you know what, Kanye's doing correct, so I can turn a blind eye and pretend that whatever he's doing is incorrect. That's what we're trying to say. Where were you at before Kanye got the verse? Where was it about Kim?
Oh my God,
brother! Doing that for his new girlfriend? What?
I'm gonna let you slide because you must be a new subscriber. You must not know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on this Kanye thing from the moment he dropped Jesus is King. I said something's not right here. So I'm just let it slide because I'm gonna assume that you're just a new subscriber and you're only saying this because you don't know us. You know what I'm saying?
Again, there wouldn't be any criticism about Kim not being Christian, because remember that Kanye came to Christ last year, right? He recommitted to Christ last year, right? So actually, Kim not being Christian had nothing to do with the situation, because again, they were already married. So again, we weren't saving it for his new girlfriend. We actually didn't even comment on the fact that he got divorced. We did it. We could have. We could have talked about it, but we chose not to because it was not something that we didn't want to get into. That we know that there's a lot of complicated, and there's two sides to every story, and we don't know it. We don't know the facts. So that's what I'm saying. That we're not. This is not no hate Kanye group. If you're listening to what we're saying, you can recognize that what Kanye's saying has done is wrong. And every single person, like again, I'm pretty sure you can go on YouTube and you can go look at JP videos where people are calling out JP and calling him a false prophet. You can find them. I've made like 5 of them. No, I haven't made any of them, but you won't find mine because my channel's not big enough yet. But eventually they're gonna happen. They're gonna be people are gonna be like, well, I feel like this and that, this and that. That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of what happens. So that's not surprising at all. I respect the fact that you're defending Kanye, but you have to understand that you're fighting a losing battle just simply because we're in a situation where at the end of the day, he's in the wrong. Did I ever say Kanye's a Christian or not a Christian? I say we're judging him by his fruits. And right now, the fruits that
I was the one that said I'm a little skeptical on his Christianity. Yeah. I said that. If you have any problems with anybody, come talk to me. I'm skeptical because fruits should say otherwise.
All I'm saying is the fruit that he's showing isn't the best right now. And that is something that, because he's not supposed to leave his non-Christian wife. That's why he doesn't get credit for that algorithm. Based off the Bible, a Christian cannot start a divorce. Only the non-Christian can go and be the one to enact the divorce. That is what we're saying. And a reason, and that is the concern here. You don't get credit for that because God honors marriage, even marriage between a Christian and a non-Christian. So it didn't matter. There's a lot of Christians that are in marriages with non-Christians, and they would wish to go on and get a divorce, but they can't get divorced.
That's why we're saying be very careful before you get married.
Yes, that's what we're saying, that because it's not like you can just go and say, you know what, this person's acting non-Christian, I'm going to try to get a divorce. It doesn't work that way. It's not how it works. God says that he actually hates divorce. So it's very hard for a Christian to be divorced. It's very, very hard. It's very rare. It's not that it's rare because it happens now because our society is so flawed, but it's not something that's supposed to happen. But okay, if that is the reason for the divorce, that's different. If that's the reason, again, I don't know what the reasons is. You're clearly being a guy from Chicago. All the guys, anybody from Chicago has to know about Kanye and Chance the Rapper. You guys got to know it. It's in the manual. You get born, they give you a manual. It's about Kanye and Chance the Rapper. I get it. That's your boy. That's your guy. You don't want to hear any noise about Kanye or Chance the Rapper. But you can't sit here and say that going on a date with a Muslim woman after 4 months of being divorced is correct. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. And if you listen to that, you know that's correct. That's why you haven't defended that position.
Rise, check the group chat. Check the group chat. This that has to be addressed. My Gmail is justpraynyc@gmail.com. Once again, justpraynyc gmail.com. So feel free to hit me up. I'll see if I can respond.
What is this?
It's a drag queen Nickelodeon.
We we could talk about that.
No. That's a video topic on its own. Let's not.
Oh, we can't just bust all our video topics today.
Don't waste our topics like that, brother. And we got like 5 fire topics to do already. So
we got so many fire topics.
All right,
even if Kanye wasn't, I applaud him, bro. I already know you like Kanye, you like Chance the Rapper, and you like Anthony Davis. I get it. That's your.
Unfortunate that you guys are so unaware of Hollywood. Fake news. Again, I don't know who you're. I mean, you guys don't disrespect. With all due respect, don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Say I'm not aware of Hollywood and what goes on. It's literally ran by Satan. I said that this whole stream. You must have just joined. And you just must be a new subscriber. There's nothing to be skeptical about. None of them is Christian. When did we? It's all a show and control. That's Rise. Rise? I'm leaving. Can you just please say what I said? I'll be back in 2 minutes because I don't want to go off on this innocent young man, and my blood pressure. It's just like the cartoons when your head explodes. So I'm just a couple of minutes and please just repeat what I said. Since age 14, Rise. 14.
He said that he said that pretty much he was OG with the whole Illuminati stuff, and he's always been understanding that the Hollywood is a Satan's playground. And this is not, you're preaching to the choir. And because you're preaching to the choir, it's getting him very frustrated. And he doesn't want to be frustrated anymore. And he's being very patient with you guys by not going off. And that's why he excused himself, because he's been talking about this since he's 14 and he's 29 now. So that's more than half his life has he known this. So yeah. Hopefully we don't address this again.
Fun fact: I used to have conversations about this, and I learned all of my Illuminati stuff via a Muslim. A Muslim was the one that taught me what I know today. So, very interesting stuff. Anyways, with that said, there's something I wanted to speak about. Oh, bro. So you know the movie Sabrina the Teenage Witch? You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't know that she was playing and she was an actress, one of the protagonists in God's Not Dead. Sabrina the Teenage Priest?
Oh, God's Not Dead is a bad movie. I don't watch Christian movies, bro.
Oh, really? You didn't watch God's Not Dead? I thought that was one of the better ones.
No, God's Not Dead makes no sense. You're telling me that there's a trial that ends all. It's like, you know what God's Not Dead is? God's Not Dead is like, what's that movie Dirty Dancing or whatever, where nobody in town can dance or whatever, like it's illegal to dance, and that's it's the same thing, it's the same concept. God Not Dead is not a very logical movie.
So explain this to me. So what happens in God's Not Dead?
You never watched God's Not Dead?
I saw 1, but I didn't see 2 with the trial. What happened with the trial?
The trial isn't the trial for God's Not Dead all about? Am I confusing the Christian movies? Because they get confusing after a while.
No, bro. Like, tell me why you don't like God's Not Dead. Tell me why you don't like it.
Because it's bad acting and it's a bad movie and it's low quality. I don't like God's Not Dead.
But I thought God's Not Dead was a good Christian movie. Like,
no, you know what movie I like that's a Christian movie?
Wait, don't move. I'm really curious.
I don't like God's Not Dead. It's not a good movie. It's not a good. The acting's not good.
What? I don't. You're talking about trials. What?
It's not God's Not Dead. Oh, that's God Not Dead 2 about the trial. Oh, so
what happened in the trial?
They have a trial like to ban Christianity, and then it doesn't happen.
Wait, a trial to ban?
Or there's a trial like to prove that God doesn't exist.
Yeah,
and then they proved during the trial, they proved like Jesus, that God exists, and then everybody's like, "Yay! You can celebrate God now freely," because that one trial was indicative of whether God existed or not. So God's existence was on trial.
So they would have proved that God didn't exist in the trial.
Yeah.
Then, everybody
prove that God does exist, and then everybody goes crazy, and everybody starts running to the street.
So those same people that were going crazy, if the other side of the trial would have,
they would have stopped being Christian. They would have stopped. The trial would have convinced them their faith is that weak.
That's crazy.
No, you know what's a good Christian movie, and I will say is War Room. War Room and Fireproof.
I didn't like that movie. I didn't like that.
You didn't like War Room and Fireproof?
No, heck no.
Oh, time out.
What you call his daughter? Or what you call his daughter? The pastor's daughter?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I thought it was a corny.
Did you like Steph Curry's movie? I forgot what it was. I saw it recently. He made a movie, a Christian movie.
What was it about again?
It was about a boy that was basically, he was in the frozen ice, and then he gets caught, and then Jesus brings him back to life from, basically it was a miracle. It's basically based off a true story. I'll tell you what the movie's called right now. Breakthrough. It's called Breakthrough.
I reject your backhanded compliment. I reject it. I'll take the love, but that was a backhanded compliment. So
because you said you lost this debate. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That was
nice try.
You could have left it at I enjoyed speaking to you guys. I disagree with you guys. I enjoy speaking with you guys, but I disagree. And
I'll go. Feel free to copy and paste what you said and just leave out the last part, and then I'll receive it. Yeah. So the movie that I did enjoy, ironically, there's a Christian movie. It's called Freshman Year.
What is that about?
I'll show you the trailer. Hold on. I actually enjoyed the movie. Don't expect a 5-star production. It's a Christian movie after all. Like the atheist guy said, one of the reasons he's an atheist is because the Christian movies are bad.
Remember one point we made that was actually funny.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. Hold on.
God's Not Dead is the movie with the song God's Not Dead, right? Yeah.
So I thought this movie was pretty decent. Hold on. It's actually on Netflix.
There's a couple Christian movies on Netflix on the low.
Oh, God! I got in!
¿Qué pasó?
Why is it in Spanish?
I got in! I made it!
I told you so. I knew you would do it. You got the smarts for it.
As we go out into the world, let us hold close the words of James in this episode, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Oh, to thee, my
Okay, so the trailer
that doesn't tell you anything that's going on, bro.
I know.
That could have been anything going on.
That's terrible.
Bro, you have not sold. You cannot show me another trailer. You messed up.
No. But
you got one shot of a first impression and you lost it.
Okay, but let me tell you what the movie's about. The movie's about a kid that grew up in a Christian household, went to a high school that was Christian, middle school that was Christian, a Christian schooling all his life, and then he goes to college, a secular college, and he's faced with all these obstacles. So it's just a good movie to watch for a kid that was once in a Christian. Adrian, don't try to play me like that, brother. You're the Mexican one around here, brother. Don't try to play me, brother. You know what I'm saying?
That was the most anticlimactic trailer. Yo, you ever seen a trailer where you're expecting something to happen and nothing happens? That's literally what happened there.
I already told you. I'm the
whole time for the mic to drop, like, oh snap, something's crazy gonna happen. Nah.
I'm the trailer. I told you what's gonna happen. Why don't you guys watch the movie? and email me when you tell me what you think about the movie. It's you can find it anywhere. Hold on.
So before we leave,
huh?
is there any questions before we leave?
Bro, we addressed the mass statement and questions. I mean, if anybody has a question, they can feel free. Aiden, I don't know if you're Mexican or not, Adrian. You never told me. But if you are, much love to you. I love my Mexicans. If you're Colombian, Ecuadorian, whatever you are, uh, you know, Puerto Rican, much love. Anyways, dude, the movie with Spanish and English mixed together are the best. Cállate! I said, shut up! Cállate! You know? Them novelas be hitting hard, huh, Rice? You watch Spanish novelas?
No, bro.
Those movies are so...
Bro,
like,
I was at a Colombian restaurant, a Jamaican. Oh, it wasn't a Colombian. It was a Brazilian restaurant, but they still do telenovelas and they still do these daytime soaps. Tell me how the girl got smacked in the chest by another female, and she ended up grabbing her face. She went like this. Oh, I was like, what is going on here? Can you at least try to smack her in the face? It was so. I don't watch telenovelas. That's my point. I don't watch them. Trash. Just like that trailer that you showed us. Straight trash.
bro, the movie's good. Give the movie a chance.
Nah, I
Bro,
can't.
please. Give it 30 minutes.
I can't. 30 minutes.
Give it 30 minutes. And if you're not convinced...
30. What?
Give it 30 minutes, bro. Give it 30 minutes. It's a good movie. Brother, come on. Has anyone bashed Christian movies any more than I have? Come on now. I'm telling you, Freshman, the Christian movie is a good movie.
Oh my gosh.
Can you give it 30 minutes? Give it 30 minutes with you and
I'm
wife.
not going to give it 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
Bro, I just take it disrespectful that you don't value my opinion, bro. Like,
I do.
No, you don't. You don't.
I do. I was watching the trailer.
Bro, but the trailer didn't do it justice. I admit that. The trailer didn't do it justice. I admit it. The trailer is bad, but the movie's better. Can you give it 30 minutes, you and your wife? 30 minutes, you and your family. Can you do me that for all that I've done? Helped you with YouTube, held you down. I'm here right now after you asked me to do it, and you was like, JP, you're just making the show die, and you don't want to stream anymore. For everything I've done for you, and you've done a lot for me, can you please just give it 30 minutes with wifey? And I want wifey there because I know that wifey she will have a good opinion. The kids will have a good opinion.
He has a bad taste in movies.
Nah. Just do me that fit. Do me that fit.
I'm not going to make any promises.
Bro, come on.
Sam, what's your question? Because he isn't dating. The divorce is fake. He isn't dating Irina. He's working with her for his Gap campaign. SMH. Okay. So, where if the divorce is fake, then it is fake. I doubt it's fake because it's clearly put on, all over the news. If they if they end up taking it back, that's something completely different. But yeah, and
bro, if the divorce is fake, what kind of Christian fakes a divorce? The appearance of evil is evil, brother. Like, there's just no going around this. Like, you're telling me you faked the divorce for a commercial, for a Gap campaign? Like, is this what we're doing now? Like, hey, let's fake our divorces and worry the whole world and be a stumbling block, so we could do a Gap campaign with my fake pretend girlfriend.
Or even like you said, the appearance of evil is evil, right? So like, if you are in a situation like that, and you know the media, you know how the media is going to pick something up a specific way, why would you go and be with this particular person by yourself? Is what the media is portraying. So again, doesn't make any sense what you're saying. If the divorce ends up not happening, well, I'm happy that they kept their marriage. But at the end of the day, and would I make a video on that? I don't know. Maybe.
Yo, whoever's in this live stream, somebody sent me a relationship question, and we're gonna address this right now. So I guess the question was too long to read in the chat, so they sent it to me via email. So let's address this right now.
Right.
Yo, JP, I don't want to put you on blast, brother. So I'm gonna respond to you via email just to let them know. I got your question, and we're responding live. I got your question. We are responding live now. Okay, so I sent him an email. Brother, just for the sake of you not being put on blast, I'm not gonna pronounce your name because this is,
But we know it's a brother, though.
Doesn't matter. I mean, this, you get hundreds of views. We don't get millions and hundreds of thousands of views, but you get hundreds of views, Rise. So out of the hundreds of people that watch, you got fairly good amount of brothers. Anyways.
So now I could know it's not Jessica Jane Johnson.
I need some serious advice on a so long story short. This girl liked me, but she wasn't a Christian. Okay. A few weeks ago passed by and I started liking her. But I know I can't be with her, so instead I just talked to her about God. Ooh. This doesn't look good. I don't like this already. Finish
the story, bro.
Let me finish the story, but I just don't like this. All right.
Are you gonna finish
and now that I've talked to her, she's accepted Christ. And fast forward a couple of months, and I'm teaching her about the Bible and getting her to read it every day. And we both decided to wait 1 year until we officially started dating. And we both decided to wait 1 year until we can officially date. And within that 1 year, our bond with Christ and each other can grow. I don't really think this is a Christian question, but I really don't have anyone to talk to, and I'm only 16, and the relationship I have with this girl is all online.
Finish it. Oh, it's all online.
And recently, we haven't been talking, but we started to say "I love you" and stuff to each other. Rise, I'm gonna send this to you so you can read the rest of it, because Rise, you're a better man than I am. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want me to answer it?
I just can't. I just don't have the emotional capacity to.
The emotional capacity. Okay.
Yeah, read it from the beginning to end because I took a lot of pauses and stuff.
Yeah. Yo, JP. I need some serious advice on a so long short story. This girl liked me, but she wasn't a Christian. A few weeks go past by, and I start liking her. But I know I can't be with her, so instead I just talk to her about God. And now she accepted Christ. And fast forward a couple of months, and I'm teaching her about the Bible and getting her to read it every day. They both decided to wait 1 year until we can officially date, and within that 1 year, our bond with Christ and each other can grow. I don't really think this is a Christian question, but I really don't have anyone to talk to, and I'm only 16, and the relationship I have with this girl is all online. And recently we haven't been talking, but we started to say I love you and stuff to each other. The problem is that we both are super busy. We talk like 3 hours a day, and that's it. And mind you, she's a great girl.
Wait. They're super busy and they only talk 3 hours a day?
They're 16. They're 16, bro. They're 16. You have time. You have a lot of time at 16.
Continue.
And recently we haven't been even talking to each other, but we started to say I love you and stuff to each other. The problem is that we both are super busy. We talk like 3 hours a day, and that's it. And mind you, she's a great girl, but I haven't thoughts of breaking up. And because I think that I love her so much, I need more time with her, but her schedule is a lot. No disrespect, but I know you're not married, but I think your input would be very helpful to me, and maybe you tell Rise about this to give me tips. I really need it, brother. I also need a lot of prayer with this, so I'm reaching out to you. Much love. God bless. The first thing I would say is 3 hours is a long time to talk to somebody. But I get it, you're 16, so you think that 3 hours is not a lot of time. But 3 hours is a lot of time to have a conversation with somebody because life doesn't get any less busy. Actually, you get more busy as life goes on. The whole thing about the relationship being online, a lot of these relationships are very difficult. And it's also really hard to know if you can really believe that she is saved, just simply because it's all online. So like it can all be easily faked very easily. Maybe you guys are having some Zoom calls. Maybe you guys are having some like video chats and stuff like that. So maybe that would be more of a verification. But your reasoning for breaking up with her, it sounds like typical 16, 17-year-old reason to break up with somebody.
What did you break up with her for?
Because she has her schedule is a lot, because they can only speak 3 hours a day. I would say that the best time for you guys,
He
for
broke
anybody,
up with her.
no, he didn't break up with her. He's thinking about breaking up with her because
they only speak 3 hours
a day. So the point that I'm trying to make is that I honestly don't think that most 16-year-olds are ready for a relationship, and for a couple of reasons. Your hormones are crazy right now. All right, your hormones are up and down. They're crazy. It's very hard to control your hormones. Like anything gets you excited, and you know what I'm talking about. Second reason why is financially, you don't got the finances to actually go on an actual date. Where are you going to take the girl? Obviously, your relationship's online. Where you guys are going to go? There ain't no place to go. You're going to go to a Zoom hangout. There ain't no place for you guys to go. That's the second reason why I would say that that's not going to work out. The third reason is you're not actually in a relationship with this female. You said that you guys are friends and you guys are going to try it out. So if you want to and you really care about her, remain friends with the person. You guys you're making a big commitment to one another by saying you're friends, but you're technically thinking that you're technically dating. If you are friends and you're saying that you're friends, and be actual friends and enjoy just being friends. You are very young. You can be friends. You can enjoy that part of your life, because you don't know. Because again at the time, at the age of 16, it's very early to even think about committing to somebody else. So that is pretty much my advice to you, to just remain friends with that person. I would say be hesitant. I wouldn't suggest you starting a relationship with that person even from a year, because I would only make you guys 17. And just focus on doing you. There's a lot. I always tell my middle schoolers, and I know you're in high school, is that the best thing you can do at this age or at that age is to better yourself, improve yourself, learn more things, do better, learn better skills about life, because that's going to help you a lot more to not just be a better material for later down the line, but just in general. Like, there's some people that they don't have hobbies. Gain hobbies. There are some people who don't have any interest. Learn some new interests. So learn certain things, do dope stuff, and try to become a more dope person. You have time is definitely on your side, but I strongly do not encourage you to date somebody until you're after the age of 18, mostly because you don't got the finances. Second of all, your hormones are all over the place. Third of all, like, you have to be put in a position where you are comfortable with yourself. And a lot of 16-year-olds are not very comfortable with who they are and themselves.
All right, let me respond to this young man. Rise is a nice guy, and I typically always like Rise to go after me, because Rise softens up everything that I say. And so if Rise goes first, it ruins everything, because now things finish in a harder blow. And so, Rise, after I finish, I would like you to add or say something encouraging after I finish, for the sake of I don't want this to be a big blow. All right, let me get serious here, brother. You don't like this girl. You're just a horny man, a horny 16-year-old who. Rise, please. Rise, please.
All right, my bad.
You're just a kid, and your hormones are making you believe that you like this girl. You don't have a job, you don't have a career, you don't have a degree, you don't have money in the bank. So what are you going to do? Have a girlfriend while you live in your mom and dad's basement and playing PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4? Is that what you're gonna do? What happens if you get this girl pregnant? Now what? You know what I'm saying? And your parents throw you out in the streets. What's gonna happen then? Huh? You don't got a job, you don't got a career, you don't got none of that. You're 16 years old. You don't even know what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. How are you gonna provide for this woman? You don't have the money, you don't have the job, you don't have the career. So how are you gonna provide for her? You can't even afford an engagement ring, can't afford an apartment, can't afford a car, can't afford lunch, can't afford nothing. And you out here worried about a relationship. And this isn't just for you. This goes to any 16-year-old out there. And even if you had the money and had everything, you don't have the emotions and the physical and mental capacity to be in a relationship because you haven't even lived your life yet. You're a child, you're a kid. What is a child and a kid doing trying to live up to society status quo and trying to be in a relationship because it looks cute in the movies? Oh, I got her some chocolate. She's my Valentine's Day. We can hold hands. Yeah, that's cute to you, huh? Right? That's cute. That's cute. It's only cute because your parents in the picture, right? That's the only reason it's cute. So, brother, with all due respect, I say, be her friend. Don't be her friend because you already ruined it. You said I love you. What kind of friendship is that where you go around telling people I love you? With all the sisters in this chat, I text Jocelyn from time to time to check in. That's my friend. She could text me, I can text her. By no means do I ever say I love you, because that's not friendship. You see what I'm saying? That means that there's something more than a friendship. If I go around saying I love you and she goes around saying I love you. Secondly, you shouldn't be the one discipling another woman. What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Because if you disciple a woman who's not a Christian that you're attracted to, what do you think's going to happen? So you just started everything off. You just started everything off all wild. All wild. If I were you, what I would do is take a step back. Don't talk to this individual anymore because this person's only going to hinder you and you're only going to hinder them. And if you break their heart because you broke up with them, any kind of relationship that they had with Christ is going to go down the drain because you were that standard of Christianity and you let them down. And it's nobody's fault but your own. So what you got to do is, brother, is direct her to a church. Say, hey, sister, I don't know where you live, but if you tell me where you live, I can help find you a church. I can help find you a church. And you help her find a church. You find yourself a church, and both of y'all go to a different church. Stay away from each other. And if it's God's will in 10 years, when you're actually situated, when you're actually a man, when you actually can buy a wedding ring, then you revisit this later. And if you come back 5 years later, or I should say 5 to 8 years later, or whenever God's will is, if you end up trying to talk to her and she has a boyfriend, then it was never God's will to begin with. God has somebody else for you. So don't fall under the lie that this is the only person you can talk to. Don't fall under the lie that it's either her or my world is over. And thirdly, you know what I'm saying? Thirdly, do something with your life. Talk to somebody for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? You should never talk to a young lady by yourself for 3 hours on a regular basis. Again, what do you think is going to happen? You started all of this very wrong, and you're only 16 years old. If you want to ruin your life, I suggest you continue pursuing this relationship. Ruin your life. Go ahead, ruin it. Throw it in the trash. Ruin it. Have kids at 18 years old, and hinder your relationship with Christ, and get distracted by this relationship, and don't go to college, and don't better yourself and find a hobby. At 16 years old, I was in the park every single day playing basketball and running track. At 16 years old, Rise was every single day track practice or meeting up with me playing basketball.
I hated track practice.
Yeah, that's what we was doing at 16 years old. Did we see cute girls? Absolutely. Did we know that if we jumped in that direction, it could ruin our lives because we didn't have our futures made? Absolutely. So, brother, my best advice to you is get the hell away from her and don't ruin your life. Go ahead, Rice.
I like the part that you said about coming back to a situation. I mean, from Candy, because that could be the possibility of coming back to a situation when you're much better in a better situation. I also want you to understand that there's plenty of fish in the sea, and I don't believe there's no such thing as soulmates. So since there's no such thing as soulmates, you don't need to worry about a situation where I messed up with this chick and I'm never gonna find another chick in the world. No, there's plenty of fish in the sea. That's a dating now. That's corny as it sounds, but there's plenty of fish in the sea. So you don't have to be in a situation where you're thinking that, man, I'm not gonna find anybody else. Because a lot of times, 16-year-olds, that's how you feel. I do encourage you to be a friend, but I do agree with JP that you guys go to different churches. You find her different church. You do your own thing. If you guys are friends, feel free to be friends and talk to other people. And if God has you in your plans, you guys will find a way to each other. So don't worry about this.
Rise, but don't even tell him that because then he's gonna have hope in the back of his mind, like, oh well, eventually God will bring us together. He might not. 95% of the chance he might not. And you'll have, bro, you're 16. Yeah. You're 16 years old. He might have somebody totally. In fact, this is not this is not the woman you're gonna marry, bro.
Yeah.
You know, this is not.
I mean, you don't know that.
I don't know it. I'm 99.9% chance, and bro, I don't want you to go, but there's still a 0.1 chance. You know what I'm saying? Brother, I'm almost certain a 99.99% chance that this is not the woman you're gonna marry. Yep. You're a 16-year-old who doesn't know better, and brother, get a hobby, get a life, do things that can better you. Start saving up because it's all fairy tales when you're 16. Heck, it's fairy tales for people in their mid-20s and their late 20s. It's all a fairy tale. Oh, the wedding. Oh, we're gonna hang out. Oh, we're gonna do this. Marriage is tough, man.
It is.
It's not easy. That's why I'm still single at 29 years old. Because I look at Rise and Kevin and Emmanuel, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I see that it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. It's a responsibility. You're no longer worried about you having to survive because it's easy for me I'm getting my own place, God willing, and I have to worry about my own survival. But now you have 2 kids and a wife, and now you got to worry about their survival and your own. Yeah. That it's just not easy. So it's like this whole notion, like notion that flowers and chocolates and oh well, my friend is 16 and has a girlfriend. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts. You know how many of my friends who were in relationships when I was 16 years old are still in that same relationships? 0. I still have one out of all of your friends.
It's rare.
I have 0. I think I have one as well. Is there one? There was one and they broke up.
Adrian Pisana, I will say the only use the verse in context because that's Paul speaking, and Paul had no interest in getting married. And he spoke about that multiple times, that he had no interest in being married and that all he wanted to do was dedicate his life to the Lord. And he viewed as marriage as he wasn't able to dedicate his life 100% to the Lord if he got married.
So, and also, it is better to marry than to burn with passion.
Yeah. So remember, Adrian, to hold that. So like most people, I say 99% of people, 99.5, 99.8 are not Paul. And because most of us, we burn with passion for somebody else, especially when we're very young. Paul wasn't like that. Paul didn't have that situation, you know. Some people call it the gift. I think I heard my pastor call it one time the gift of singleness. And I was like, that's an interesting way to call it. But he called it the gift of singleness, where there's people who don't burn with the same passion, and all they want to do is dedicate their lives to God, you know. And now, what Paul was trying to say is that not everybody needs to get married, because then we shouldn't look down on people who aren't married. But just remember, when you're using that verse, use it properly. Yep, Jocelyn's 100%. People love to compare themselves to Paul until they're in prisons and getting whipped and getting stoned, and then you know that Paul got stoned and then ran back into the same city that was stoning him. Like, they left him for dead. They went back into the city. Paul got up and said, "I'm not dead." And they still didn't accept Jesus, so I'm going to run right back there and preach the gospel. Paul was built different. Paul was built different, all right? When we get to heaven, that's going to be one of the top people I got to speak to, because that man was built different.
You ever wonder how long it's going to take to make an appointment with these people? Because they're not God. They're not all over the place. So by the time you got to see Paul...
You got to make an appointment with Paul.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I never thought about that.
Who do you think you are that you're just going to just walk up to Paul when there are millions of Christians that want to talk to Paul, right? David, Adam, Eve, all these people are going to want to talk to. Mary, like Jesus, I can imagine Jesus will have a way where we could all talk, but he's God, but then Jesus is one person. So it's like, so I really don't know how.
Imagine taking a ticker and being like, well, you'll speak to Paul in the next 500 years.
Which we're in eternity, so
yeah.
that's like, okay.
And then you can't do what you did with Buzz Aldrin. That stupid question you asked him. You're gonna have to think of a really. Remember you got to meet Buzz Aldrin and you asked him a stupid question.
Oh, bro, come on.
So you got 500 years to think about your question that you're gonna ask Paul.
Yeah, but since we don't age, we'll be good.
Yeah, Paul, I had this question for the last 500 years. What were like, yo?
And then it's like, well, Paul, I gotta go. I got a 1,000-year appointment to speak to David and to speak to Goliath. Goliath.
I'm not gonna lie, Goliath won't be there, my guy. If you're speaking to Goliath, you're in the wrong section.
Bro, you're terrible, man. Terrible, bro. You went too far, bro. You went too far.
Yo, I'm sorry, man.
Yo, bro, look at the chat. I dare you to say to this joke. Hold on.
Don't catch hands with Eve. We all would have done the same thing in her position. I bet you we all would have done the same thing.
I dare you, Raz. I dare you.
What? Oh, let me look at the chat. Let me see. Oh, nah. I can't say that. that went too far. Even for me, even for my blood, that's a little too far.
He said, "Oh, nah."
Nah. I can't say that.
Yeah, somebody said he's gonna catch his hands in heaven. How about Adam? Adam shouldn't have ate the fruit either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think all of us in the same position would have done the same thing. I don't think Adam and Eve were the greatest of humanity. Outside of Jesus, remember that Jesus is known as the second Adam. Adam was the best of humanity. Everything else that we have is nowhere near Adam. So if Adam failed, we all would have failed. Even if it wasn't the fruit, it would have been something. Yeah, exactly. These are the best people of humanity. Adam and Eve were the best. They were the best humanity has to offer. They were perfection. So if people who are perfect got tricked, then yeah, we definitely got tricked. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. And that's why a lot of times we think about, man, if Adam and Eve wouldn't have sinned, bruh, look at the sins we commit. Like, we mess up a lot. Like, you cannot tell me that if I'm in the Garden of Eden that I'm not gonna mess up. I'm gonna mess up. All right. So yeah. Yeah, you don't want to mess with
Can you imagine how empty heaven must have been for
well, there's angels.
No, there's angels, but like for Abel, right? Like Abel must have been up there. Like,
well, people say that Abel wasn't in heaven. People say that before Jesus. What people say is that this is an interesting take. Now you're going into it. People say that there was a section of not hell, but like because if you look at the
oh yeah. Abraham's bosom.
Abraham's bosom, yes.
But
Because,
Abraham didn't exist yet.
no, I know, but that's what they call it, that section. They call that section that because remember that section was right next to the place of torment. Because how could the man who the rich man was calling out to Lazarus? How could he call out to Lazarus if there wasn't necessarily that area? So that's what that was before heaven. I mean, that was before Jesus.
Yeah, but nevertheless, he'll be there by himself.
Oh yeah, I guess he will be in Abraham's bosom. Yeah.
I agree, Jocelyn. he was
there by himself for like 900 years. Then.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. 900. Yeah.
Oh hey man, you died too.
Yeah.
What's up, my guy?
Yeah, why is this place getting so packed? Oh, we're transferring locations. Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Do you think heaven was there at the same time as Abraham's bosom, or was Abraham's bosom located and heaven is what Abraham's bosom is?
Bro, that's a great question. I have no idea. It's a great question. But you know what's interesting? I tell people this. What's interesting about the whole situation is that if you look at Greek mythology, and I'm huge in Greek mythology, and you look at Hades, right? Hades is separated into two different areas. A place where the heroes go.
Hell was empty though. But continue.
No.
I'm talking to Jocelyn. Hell was empty, so he had a view of an empty hell.
Yeah. So a place where the heroes go, and then there was a place where the people who failed at life went, and that were evil, and they were right next to each other. And I was like, that's so interesting that if you think about this, like the idea of Abraham's bosom, how close Greek mythology followed that, or how close Greek mythology even like how the similarities between it, and it goes to show you that even though people don't have a correct view of God, they have some view of God, and in certain aspects, God manifests Himself to other people. Now, I'm not saying that there's God in every religion. We're not talking about coexist. Don't make no videos about Jonathan Rise believes in coexist movement. No, I don't believe in that. But it's interesting that God is able to reveal different parts of His nature to different people, even to people that have never heard about Christ. But when they make up their stories about Greek mythology, it's actually not so far off. That's interesting to me.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just a little confused. I just wonder if Abraham's bosom is actually heaven.
I don't think it's in heaven. Yeah, I don't think it's in heaven. I think.
So were the people there just teleported to heaven?
Bro, you're gonna have to make a line. Make your 5,000-year line and ask them. You gotta take that ticket, bro.
5,000-year line of wait to talk to Jesus?
Well, no, Jesus is ubiquitous. Jesus is omnipresent.
No, God the Father and the Holy Spirit.
Well, it's Jesus, bro. Jesus is God.
No. Remember, the reason Jesus went up is because He wasn't omnipresent, so He sent down this Holy Spirit who was omnipresent.
Jesus, yeah, but remember that Jesus is God, so He is omnipresent, omnipotent.
If He wanted to be,
He is. He is. Now we're talking about a resurrected Jesus versus a Jesus that was on earth. Jesus on earth was different. Jesus on earth, He limited Himself on purpose. But Jesus is omnipresent.
No, but I'm saying I think Jesus is going to be in physical form. So if He's in physical form, He can't be omnipresent. I
think you're thinking of it from a human perspective, and I think that you have to understand that God is not catered to a square box. You know what I mean? So you're trying to put a limitation on who Jesus is. You can't put a limitation on who He is. You know what I mean?
You think Jesus is omnipresent right now?
Yeah, of course. He has His full capacities. He has His full capacity.
But I think He could be omnipresent if He wanted to be, but I don't think that He is going to be omnipresent.
But of course He's going to be omnipresent. He's omnipresent, omnipotent. Of course He is. But
if He wanted to be.
No, I don't.
I figured the way that I saw Jesus was he went up in His physical form, and he's chilling in his physical form, right?
But that doesn't mean that he wouldn't be omnipresent and omnipotent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He sees all and he knows all. He's God, but to be at all places at once with one physical body.
Of course he could. Of course he could. It doesn't mean that he wouldn't be able. Again, you got to remember that you can't limit Jesus. You keep trying to put Jesus in like putting a limitation on Jesus. If Jesus wanted to, he could speak to the hearts of every believer if he wanted to. But Jesus does. But that's the situation.
That was the Holy Spirit's role, because the Holy Spirit.
But even though they have different roles, doesn't mean that they have lesser power. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, because I thought that Jesus didn't take that role. The Holy Spirit did.
But a role doesn't mean that you don't have the power to do so.
That's what I was saying. I thought Jesus didn't exhibit the power, but he could always do it if he wanted to. That's what I was saying.
Remember, while he had a physical mortal body, he had limitations. While he was a physical human, he had limitations. But now that he's at his spiritual body, he has no limitations. He's at his full power. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
yeah, I got to do some research, because I really wonder where's Abraham's bosom today, and is that the heaven in the sky?
I don't think it is. I think that was in the earth. I think that was in the earth.
So it just ceased to exist?
Bro, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna find an answer to that. Because when you start talking about hell, I think things start getting really complicated. Because the Bible warns us about hell, but the Bible doesn't tell us specific details about how hell will look like.
You know who always has a question to this? Got questions. I mean, who always has an answer?
They're not gonna answer your question.
I'm pretty sure they answer everything.
Okay. All right. Have fun.
I got you right now, bro. Got questions. I'm pretty sure has the answer. They
Have
always.
fun.
All right, check it out. The term Abraham's bosom is found once in the New Testament in the story of the rich man and Lazarus, in which Jesus was teaching about the reality of heaven and hell. Abraham's bosom, as in the story, is also translated as Abraham's side, next to Abraham, with Abraham, in the arms of Abraham. These various translations speak to the enigmatic nature of the Greek word kalpos. All these translations are attempted to convey the sense that Lazarus went to a place of rest, contentment, and peace, and almost as though Abraham, a highly revered person in Jewish history, was the protector or patriarch. In a sad contrast, the rich man finds himself tormented. I get it. But what is this? And you're right. They don't answer the question.
Of course, because it was only one. First of all, there's only one verse, and then anything else is going to be an assumption. And for the people saying, where does Abraham go? You're not understanding that we don't have an actual name for this place, so we're only naming it Abraham's bosom based off the story of Lazarus. It's not that that's the name of that area. It's just that we don't have a specific name for that area where people used to go to before the difference before people went to heaven or hell, because there was a place where people would go to.
Wait a minute. Yes, Satan was casted out of heaven.
Yes.
Before anybody was in Abraham's bosom.
Yes.
So that means that there is a heaven.
Yes.
And there was a bosom, all at the same time.
I don't know when the bosom was created. We don't know anything.
No, but now we know that they're two different things.
Yes.
Because I thought that Abraham's bosom was relocated to heaven.
No.
But no, Satan got casted down way before anybody was in heaven and hell anyways.
Yes.
So that means that Abraham's bosom was after.
Yes. Hell was created after, because hell was created.
Abraham's bosom, I think, is just how this brother said it right here. I think it's just empty and useless.
Yeah, it could be, and that's what I'm saying, that Abraham's bosom isn't something that has a proper, it's just, that's what we name it because we don't have another name for it. But what I was saying earlier is that hell was created after, because hell was created for the Satan and his angels, the one third that followed him.
You know what's interesting? I believe that Abraham's bosom is going to cease to exist, and so is hell, because the earth is gonna. Remember, the Bible says that the earth shall pass away. So if the earth shall pass away and people are going to be transported from hell to the lake of fire, that means that everybody in hell is going to the lake of fire, but hell and Abraham's bosom, which are in planet Earth, which gets a little complicated because some people say that they're not on Earth. There's a theory that says that they're not, but there is I hold to the theory that they are in Earth, hell, and the bosom.
What are you trying to say?
In other words, the lake of fire is going to be the second place of death.
Well, the lake of fire is hell. The lake of fire is hell.
No, I heard that. I was brought on the other. I was brought of the understanding that the lake of fire was worse than hell, and it's a separate place from hell. And hell and the lake of fire are different.
No,
like hell is jail.
They're the same thing. Now, what people or people question is the lake of fire for everyone? That's what people question. So, like, will everybody be thrown into the lake of fire, or will some people be in the lake of fire, will some people not be in the lake of fire? That is a question that people have about it. Because remember that
the lake of fire in hell.
Yes. The reason why I say that is because what people say, because the Bible says that there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's what the Bible talks about. And it talks about hell being dark. So the lake of fire, if you're in the lake of fire, there ain't no weeping and gnashing of teeth. There's a bunch of yelling and screaming and being in agony. So that's why people bring under, I think there are certain people who believe that not everybody's going to be thrown into the lake of fire. They will be in hell, in this darkness, in this weeping, because there's no God there. Yeah. But remember, and a lake of fire is a stage of, and it's reserved, really, it was reserved for Satan and his angels. Now, that's where people get confused.
I wonder if, I really do wonder if in hell, people are just going to be weeping and gnashing their teeth, or will they be tortured? Because there is a worm that doesn't die, right?
Yes, there is, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they could be torturing, but remember that who is doing the torturing? You got to think about that. Who would really be doing the torturing if Satan and his angels are thrown into a lake of fire? And then who's really doing the torturing there? There's going to be a lot of darkness and depression and regret that's going to be in hell. That's what makes hell a terrible place. The regret from your past life, especially for those Christians especially for those people that were Christians and left the faith or knew about Jesus, and people are going to regret hearing about the word and rejecting the word. People are going to reject people are going to be upset by all the regrets and all the facts that they had these riches in the past life, they had all these things in the past life, and they don't have them anymore in hell. And hell is really a place where God is not. So why is hell so damning? Because there is no hope, because there is no God.
I disagree that the lake of fire destroys the soul, because the lake of fire, it says that they'll be burning in the lake of fire forever and ever. So to say that once you're in the lake of fire and you cease to exist because it destroys your soul, I don't get that from reading the book of Revelation. It says, yeah, when you read the verse in the book of Revelation, I think that people who try to say, "Oh, your soul, God," the argument is God is so merciful that whoever gets thrown in the lake of fire ceases to exist because God is merciful and won't allow someone to burn forever and ever. However, the devil and the false prophet get thrown into the lake of fire. So you're telling me that the people thrown into the lake of fire, the devil, God is merciful on the devil and on the false prophet, but then there are other people that aren't in the lake of fire and are in hell, and those people God is not merciful to. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets a little fishy.
Yeah, the reason why people say that is because the lake of fire is viewed as a second death, right? So it's complicated. All I say is you don't want to be there. It's not going to be fun. It's just not going to be fun. Like at the end of the day, we can make all these assumptions. We don't want to be there to test our theories. I'm telling you that. I don't want to test my theory of will I be thrown into a lake of fire? Will I be not thrown into a lake of fire? The truth is,
spiritual war that leaves a problem, and the problem is that means that the Antichrist and the devil will now cease to exist, and God is having mercy on the devil. That doesn't correlate with Christian Orthodox beliefs. That correlates with a hippie Christian movement that says God is not a mean God, therefore God won't allow people to suffer, but we throw ourselves into hell. God never throws us there. So if your theory holds true, that means that the devil gets a free pass because he'll be thrown in the lake of fire. And if you cease to exist once you're thrown in the lake of fire, the false prophet, the Antichrist, and what's the other three? The devil, the false prophet, and the Antichrist. They all get a pass.
What I was gonna say is something that's interesting to note. The Bible doesn't say torture; it says torment. That's complete. That's two different things. To torment is like to live in a time period of regret. So it's possible that it's possible. The biggest issue about about being in hell is that you regret the situations that you were in life and what the things that you valued in life. You didn't end up valuing Jesus. You didn't end up valuing the gift that he was giving to everybody, and you rejected that gift. Then what happens is that you're going to regret that. So, but we don't want to test our theories. That's what I say. I don't want to test my theory. That's the one thing that, man, I'm a big guy that I like to test. I like to know all the answers. I don't want to really know the answer to that one. I would rather be in heaven and the best party in the world, the most lit party in the world. I'd rather do that.
Somebody said God is just, and that's why he punishes them. But God doesn't take pleasure in the suffering of the wicked. So what you're essentially saying is God takes no pleasure in the devil, being tormented forever and ever for sending millions of souls to hell. And for the Antichrist and the false prophet for sending millions of souls to hell. So your theory suggests that God is going to have pity on the devil. And so you have to flip your argument to say, oh, well, God doesn't like the suffering of the wicked. You can't separate the two. The Bible is very clear on what's going to happen to the devil, and there will be people who are going to be thrown in the lake of fire with the devil. And if you're saying that God is going to have mercy on people that are thrown on the lake of fire, then you can't throw the water with the baby. What is it called? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Hold on, Rice. Let me finish and I'll let you go. You can't have your cake and you can't make your cake and then eat it too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reality of the fact here. You know what I'm saying? The devil will be thrown there, and the devil will not cease to exist, and God will not have mercy on the devil. And there are people that are going to be thrown with the devil. So God is not going to say, well, you cease to exist, you don't cease to exist, and etc. You know?
So that's why if we read Matthew chapter 8, verse 12, and that's why this has always been a big discussion. Matthew chapter 8, verse 12, it says, while the Son of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness, in that place will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that term darkness. So many Christian people have hold on to that and said, how can there be darkness if there's a lake of fire? So there's people who will question and say, they think that hell is not a lake of fire, a literal physical lake of fire. There's people who just think, there's people who believe that. I don't know if hell is a literal lake of fire or if not. I don't know. What I do know,
you think that they're a worm. So, but I'm questioning, like, if the worm doesn't die, the worm has to be doing something torturous, correct?
The point is not focusing on the worm. The point that we're talking about here is it darkness? Is there a lake of fire? Is everybody going into a lake of fire? I don't know. I don't want to be there. The biggest issue about hell is that you're separated from God. So everybody, especially we all are believers. I believe the Holy Spirit is with us. You no longer are connected to the Holy Spirit. You are no longer connected to God. God no longer hears your prayers. God no longer will listen or answer to your prayers. You have 100% separation from God. And whether that's darkness, whether that's What is the darkness? And then what happens is that there's probably going to be a lot of human evilness in hell, because without God, without God's justice, without God's mercy, without God's infinite awesomeness, people will revert back to their human nature. And what is human nature? Is greed. Human nature is lust. Human nature is those 7 deadly sins. Human nature is all the evils of the world, and we've seen the evils of the world in this way, right? Look at the genocide. That's the evils of the world in display. So don't say that humanity can't be nasty or evil to one another. Humanity can be worse than nasty to one another. So imagine God not being there.
Suicide Muslims.
Yeah. So even if God doesn't throw him into a lake of fire, God not being there in a place where there's no thing, it's going to be bad. It's not a place where you're going to want to be.
Hitler, the terrorist, all the evil.
You don't want to be there.
And you know what's interesting, bro? You know what's interesting? I'm glad that God really just took the conversation this route. You should clip this and make it its own video. Like, I could teach you how to download it. So we'll talk logistics afterwards. But you know what's interesting to me about Hellrise? Everybody who's secular, everybody, whether they're LGBT, whether they're Muslim, whether they're whatever they are, right? Everybody has an idea of what evil is. So no one is ignorant to evil. Everybody knows that a Muslim suicide terrorist is evil. Everybody knows that. Well, imagine being a celebrity who knows what evil is, and then, you're thrown into a place where your knowledge of evil, like, you're gonna know. Like, yo, this is Hitler here, Stalin's here, all the Muslim terrorists are here. Everybody that did a school shooting is here. All the people from the Bible times who hated God are here. The Philistines are here. Everybody is here. Goliath is here, right? Like, all these guys are here.
And you know what's worse on that? You know what's worse about that? Is that there is no laws. Because remember, the laws that God gives authority to government. God is the one who gives authority to government. It's straight anarchy. There's no laws. There's no government. There's not going to be no countries. It's not going to be, well, I'm part of the United States and we believe under these laws. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be every man for himself, every woman for themselves, and it's going to be every single being there for themselves. Whatever happens goes. It's not going to be fun. So that's why I tell people, because some people be like, well, the Bible's showing me about outer darkness. Like, if that's going to make things even better. Like, if it's darkness, if it's fire, whatever the case, it's going to suck for those people that are there. It's going to suck.
That's what I wonder, bro. Like, I really wonder, like, you see, in heaven, we'll have the ability to fellowship with amongst each other. But I really wonder, like, the way you're describing it in outer darkness, possibly, I mean, the Bible is clear. God is light. The rain, it rains on the just and on the unjust, right? There's light for the just and there's light for the unjust, right? But there's just no light in hell, right? There's just no light. So it's like, now you're in a situation where you're hearing people crying, and it freaks me out. Like, I don't know about you, bro, but I used to work at a nursing home once. And I remember I would hear people screaming from the top of their lungs in agony because they had mental problems. So I imagine people in hell screaming from the top of their lungs in agony, like, just screaming in agony. And I can imagine there's people hitting each other. Like, I can imagine there's not you have your own jail cell. It's people on top of each other, people biting, punching, pushing, cursing. And bro, you made it beautiful. Like, you made a great example when you said that the 7 sins, bro, like, there's no love, there's no compassion, there's none of that. Like, this, and somebody said it here. Do you get tired in hell? Rest is a gift from God. Rest is a gift from God. Like, the fact that everybody's able to just sleep and rest and relax, that's a gift from God within itself. And so, can you imagine? I think it says,
Imagine having your guard up the whole time. Like, imagine you having to have your guard up 24/7.
Mhm.
That's man.
And no sleeping, obviously, no relaxing.
There's never a point where you just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna chill right here next to my boy." No, it's
And
never
yo,
gonna be a point like that.
oh, right. And there's no food in hell, which means you'll be thirsty.
Yeah,
And
because that
and,
shows. Go ahead.
and remember what Jesus said: if you drink of my water, you'll never thirst again.
Yeah.
So you'll have a physical thirst and you'll have a spiritual thirst.
You have an anguish, bro. You'll be anguished. You'll be in a state of straight anguish. What? And you're probably gonna wish to die. But I don't think that's why whatever, like, when we talk about hell, like, I don't think the whatever God chooses to be the torment for people, that's not gonna be as bad as what people are gonna do to each other.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Because there's no love. There's no love. There's only anger. There's only hate.
Yeah. Yes, that's what people will do to each other will be way worse than whatever it is that people think God's gonna do to them. Because that's the crazy thing about it.
And you know, all the people that are probably there, Rise, you mentioned this very beautifully. The people that are there that are probably saying, man, I wish I didn't cheat on my wife. I really didn't get away with it. Like, I thought I got away with it, but I didn't. God knew. Oh, I wish I would have not stole this. I wish I wouldn't have stole time at the job. I wish I would have not cheated on my taxes. I wish I wouldn't have done this. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And it's like, if I wouldn't have done that, if I would have repented, I wouldn't have been here. And that, to me, bro, like, it almost makes me want to cry right now, bro. Like the people that had heard the gospel and now they're in a situation where bro, can you imagine? And bro, now this is gonna go into a deeper level because we just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Can you imagine what's gonna happen to the Muslims, the heretics, everyone that fed somebody a lie instead of the gospel? Like, hey, I was the one responsible for bringing you to Islam, and I told you Islam was the truth. Ooh, bro, I would hate to be those leaders. Ahmed Didat, one of the biggest Muslim apologists of all times. People who taught a different religion, and people follow that religion, thinking that they'll be going to heaven, and they follow the religion religiously. I went to mosque. I prayed 5 times. All I did was just follow Islam and followed what you told me. And for the false prophets, amen, Benjamin, for the false prophets, I really don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen.
That's scary because they're going to be in a state where people will be after them.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to run. You got to continue to run.
Because I'm here because I believe what you're saying. I'm here because of you, what you told me. And I rejected everything everybody else told me.
I was a devout Muslim.
What about the people who got other people to commit abortions? Yo, bro.
Now, let me ask you a question. This is a theological question. Do you think that people that go to hell know they want to hell for rejecting Jesus? What if there's people in hell that feel like they're in hell because they didn't follow Allah or Hinduism? Or do you think that as soon as you go to hell,
it's clear? Because remember, you're going to be in there's Hades and then there's hell. Hell happens after the great white throne judgment. Remember the judgment? We don't want to be there. And
isn't the lake of fire after the great white throne?
It's hell. It's the same thing. So great white throne judgment happens, right? And whoever's name is not in the book of life, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Making their case. Now, if they're in Hades, they may be confused a little bit, but I'm pretty sure somebody let them know. But
let me ask you. But hold on, though. But here's the thing: the Great White Throne Judgment. We don't know if it's during the tribulation or after. Yeah. We don't know when it is. So before then, right? Before then,
they're in Hades,
and maybe some people don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. I would say that somebody will let them know. Somebody will let them know. Somebody that's been there already will let them know. Like, why am I here? Why am I waking up? Maybe for the first second, they will be like, why am I here? Why am I waking up here? Yeah, we said that. We said that, Brother Tony Verano. They're the same thing.
But Brother Tony, my question is, Brother Tony, like, if somebody goes to hell as a Muslim, would they assume that they're in hell because they're a bad Muslim? Like, oh man.
I think initially, and it's Hades, because the reason why I say Hades is to separate, just so that we have a clear separation. A person will go into Hades at first before being taken up to the throne. Think about it like, when you if somebody goes to jail or somebody goes to go discharged with a case, they go to jail first before they get their case tried. And then if they found guilty, where do they go? They go to prison. It's different, right? So jail, then trial, then prison. In the same way, Hades, trial, why am I here? Is your name in the book of life? No. Then hell.
It's so crazy. Everybody's going to know eventually. If they don't know, they will know eventually on the great right.
And again, I think that somebody will let them know. There's going to be enough people there that they will be asking, and somebody will just let them know. Like, yo, this is
you know what's a fun fact? The Great White Throne Judgment will be a time of peace for everybody waiting judgment. Like, if it's how I think it is in my mind, you're not going to be suffering in the Great White Throne Judgment. You're just going to be awaiting trial, right? You're not in prison when you're awaiting trial. You're just awaiting trial. So once you're at trial, however long that judgment is, that period, I mean, is it going to be a long, hey, look, this is your whole life? Or is it going to be...
I think that regardless, remember that time, when with God, time is not the same way it works with us. So it can be a situation. It could be like 5 seconds. It could be a second, but during that second, that whole explanation happened, But yeah, guys, this was fun. I'm going to clip this video so that we can have this as a separate video. And it's going to be called What is Hell Like? So look for a video if you guys want to.
Isn't it beautiful how God works? Like, you literally made a video.
I literally made a video about what are we gonna do in heaven, and now what is hell like? That just fits perfectly. So we'll talk. I'm gonna drop this What is Hell Like video tomorrow, so that for anybody that wants to just rewatch it, take their time to watch it, I'm gonna clip this, put it up there. Thank you guys for coming on and staying with us. We stayed on longer than I thought we did. We would, but if anybody wants to, please feel free to subscribe to Rise Ministry. We're trying to catch up with the number of videos because we've been so busy the last couple of weeks that we weren't able to drop videos. So we're just trying to catch up, get you guys some content up and running. And make sure you guys subscribe to Just Pray NYC and see his street preachings. But we are not going to be on this Sunday because I don't have my boy JP, and I don't got my boy Emmanuel this Sunday.
Well, why don't you show up yourself?
I'm not showing up myself. I'm not showing up myself.
Yo, brothers, Tony's channel got deleted. So, guys, feel free to follow Brother Tony. His channel got clipped. So, this is his channel. Brother Tony the Tyranno. Again, his channel got clipped. So, God bless you guys. Feel free to subscribe to Rise. And let me just pray. Let me pray out, Rise.
Prayers up.
Father, I just want to pray, God, for all of us, God, that if we don't have a real intimate relationship with you, God, and we have a corny one, God, a non-genuine one, if we're playing games, if we're lukewarm, if we think the gospel's a joke, God, please help us take it very serious, God, because hell is real. And God, you don't throw anybody to hell, God. We throw ourselves, God, and we go there on our own choices, God. So, God, I just pray, God, that you just have mercy on us, God. I pray, God, that you help us, God, and I pray, God, that you help us forgive anyone that needs to be forgiven. God, give us strength, give us grace, God. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
God bless you guys.
All right.